I'm going to be politically incorrect. Is that okay? All right, trigger warning. Okay, so let me understand this. Here is the world's wealthiest man, one of the world's wealthiest men, worth like 10 billion bucks. He's got a show on the NBC Apprentice. He's literally married to a supermodel. He can have any woman on the world. And I'm supposed to believe at 2 p.m. in a Tiffany's store, he walks in and Jean Carroll, who is not exactly a supermodel, and risks his entire fortune, of which there is no accusation for 20 years, but he pops up and runs for the president, and all of a sudden she says, this guy me, even though I can't remember the day, the month, the year, 2 p.m. in a department store at Tiffany's while he was at the height of his career. I'm sorry, that's complete rubbish and political nonsense.
It's not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more.
Got so bad, they had to cut to commercial. Put this lying, scamming heifer in handcuffs. Put your hands behind your back. Look, just look. Ooh, wee. They had to cut to commercial. They knew she was lying. They knew something was wrong with her. That Trump derangement syndrome. I
want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to. We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Put this lying, scamming heifer in jail, prison, slammer yard, turn the lights off. Unbelievable. I tell you, man, happy birthday to our president. It's the president's birthday, so God dog it, I'm fired up today. What's going on, family? Y'all put a smile on your face, because we finna have a good time today. Y'all know Rick gonna come on here and keep it real. It's the president's birthday today. People out there wasting their time, stumping and marching. I hope all of them get dehydrated. The No Kings protest. Oh, he wants to be kingdom. He has too much power. Oh, you know, take y'all butt back. Waving flags at a protest, take y'all back. You know, waving a flag at a protest and then burning the American flag and waving their flag. Somebody please explain. But they need to put this heifer right here in jail. You know, lying, scamming heifer. She look like that lady that work at the HOA that be snitching on everybody. We got to make an example out of her. Yeah. She look like that lady that make that she wake up and make a pie and then leave the pie sitting on the counter. Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, these people are ridiculous. What we seen that man go through, man. Prayers for Trump in the comments. They could have said Trump was outside selling dope and twerking outside McDonald's and Jack in the Box, and they will believe anything. Oh, it happened. She don't even know when it happened. She don't even know what took place. They need to put this lying, scamming heifer in jail. Prison. Let her sit in there. A disgrace. But we finna get into this, y'all. I'm fired up today. Happy birthday to our president. You know, we've seen the man go through so much. The witch hunts, the shams, you know, still to this day, can't nobody tell us what crime was committed. You know, it was weaponized. It was kangaroos jumping outside on the freeway in people's driveway. They seen kangaroos at the mailbox. My cousin called me and said, hey, Rick, you see these kangaroos outside? And then we came out the little thing, it's kangaroos everywhere. Banana peels everywhere. People slipping and sliding. Thought they turned the traction control light off on their car. You know, some of y'all got bad suspension and brakes and shocks anyway, so some of y'all didn't even notice a difference. Some of y'all got to pull that DW40 out. I'm just saying. But what a disgrace, man. Jean Carroll. Put this heifer in jail. Let me hear. I want to hear. I never heard this from Charlie Kirk. I want to hear this.
And I'm going to be politically incorrect. Is that okay? All right, trigger warning. Okay, so let me understand this. Here is the world's wealthiest man, one of the world's wealthiest men, worth like 10 billion bucks. He's got a show on the NBC Apprentice. He's literally married to a supermodel. He can have any woman on the world. And I'm supposed to believe at 2 p.m. in a Tiffany's store, he walks in and Carroll, who is not exactly a supermodel, and risks his entire fortune, of which there is no accusation for 20 years, but he pops up and runs for the president, and all of a sudden she says, this guy me, even though I can't remember the day, the month, the year, 2 p.m. in a department store at Tiffany's while he was at the height of his career. I'm sorry, that's complete rubbish and political nonsense.
Yeah. We might put that at the beginning of the video. That needs to be shown at the beginning of this video. I'm not lying. Look at this lying, scamming heifer. And you know what they always do? They run the CNN, MSNBC, ABC, the fake news media. You know, because you know the fake news, they be itching with these stories. They be itching to hear all about it. You know, let's talk. You know, they be itching to destroy the man and destroy the man's character, to drag him through the mud. And guess what, fake news media? Guess what, liberals, Democrats? God dog it, we still won. God dog it, we still won. And my president got up and said, fight, 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 with blood dripping down. The man took a bullet for us. The man took a bullet for the country. And God dog it, we got up and we still fighting and we still winning. Hallelujah, amen. Woo! We still winning. We just can't stop winning. And she's sitting up here on fake news media, don't know what time, the day, when it, whatever she said happened even happened. Lying, scamming you. Put this heifer in handcuffs. Y'all see the hat. Somebody read it out loud for me. Put this heifer hands behind her back.
It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
They said cut the commercial. Can we all please walk this line scamming heifer? She weird. Something wrong. Some ain't click. I'm telling you, that Trump derangement syndrome, what we've seen in this country, Trump derangement syndrome has Trump was right. It eats the mind. It eats the mind, the brain. People are done, man. They still gonna be in 2030, 2040. Trump. We have to defeat Trump, man. And Trump beating died or he beating passed on. They still gonna be talking about Trump. Well, look at this lady. They had to cut to commercial. It got so bad with this lady on set. Look, I tell you, man. But we got some more news on this. I want to get into this from my brother Doug, man. And I'm glad Doug is doing well with his cancer removal, his skin. He's doing well. Good to hear from my brother Doug, man. But he dropped a huge update on this, so I wanted to get into it, y'all. I know I come over here acting a fool, but you know, that heifer ought to be put in jail, in prison, you know. Just in complete lies. But like I tell y'all, Trump could do anything. And these deranged folks will believe anything. People get up and burn their bagel, burn their bread, and they blame the toaster. They blame they blame Trump. Yeah. They wake up, fall down the stairs, and blame the stairs on Trump. That's how bad Trump derangement syndrome is. They blame Trump for everything. Anything takes place is Trump's fault. And they believe everything. They said, oh, Trump was outside McDonald's selling marijuana. And they'll believe it. Trump don't drink or smoke. And they'll believe whatever you tell them. Yeah. I'm just saying, I know y'all be like, Rick, you crazy as hell, but I'm just saying, I'm for real. Trump derangement syndrome in this country is actually pretty, it's actually, it needs to be studied. For real. It's gonna be some studies come out these next couple of years, then they're gonna come back and look at the Trump deranged syndrome. I'm for real. It's an actual strain.
Appeals court has rejected Trump's request to take a look again and overturn the E. Jean Carroll verdict. This is about the politicization of our justice system, and you cannot trust it as long as it.
Like we've been saying for a very long time, our justice system in this country is broke. It's a disgrace. I know we get wins here, wins there. This takes place here, but it is a disgrace. You know, especially with these activist judges. People think they outrank the president. People have no common sense. They let the attackers, they let the just go right back into the street, right back into the communities. They are a threat to public safety. They are a threat to society. A lot of these people shouldn't even be in no kind of positions, no kind of robes, no kind of benches, chairs, nothing. Walk them out. Walk them out.
Remains this way. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'll explain all of the rules so that you'll understand exactly why this E. Jean Carroll case happened. Trump is still not doomed by it, but let's take a look at this and I'll get you started on where to go. This is the Hill article. This is just from a few minutes ago, in fact. Appeals court rejects Trump's bid to overturn E. Jean Carroll verdict. They have to say that with a straight face. Okay. Now, this is going to be, again, more marketing on our legal system. Where are you confident? Is it fair? Is it true? Or is it just politics? My argument has been all along, this whole case, all of this has been just politics with E. Jean Carroll, in that they magically changed the statute of limitations on this thing. She didn't know the date of the assault. Like there's all this fishy stuff about it.
Y'all know we were one of those ones that have been calling this out for a long time. Y'all seen when we first did this E. Jean Carroll, it was what, it's been how many? It's been a year now. It's been so long. We did so many videos on it, calling this crap out, man, and been advocating for them to put this heifer in handcuffs. Lied under oath. I mean, man, put this heifer in handcuffs. How I'm gonna say this happened and this happened, and I don't know the date, the time, the month, the year. That heifer said 19. And couldn't get it out. What the hell? Put this heifer in handcuffs.
Federal Appeals Court, in an 8-2 vote, that's 10 of the appeals out of 13 total, 8-2 vote Friday, declined President Trump's bid to rehear his appeal of a jury verdict finding him liable for abusing advice columnist E. Jean Carroll, leaving the Supreme Court as Trump's only remaining pathway. And that might be the only way that he gets justice. You know, if you go to the highest court in the land and Trump still loses, then that's it. By every definition, that's all that anyone could have done for him. Now, a 3-judge panel on the second U.S. Court of Appeals unanimously upheld the verdict last year. On Friday, the full active Second Circuit bench declined to disturb that decision over the dissent of 2 judges. The full active second bench would be 10 judges of the 13 total, so I guess 3 of them are inactive. I'll explain the makeup of the court in just a minute. I'm just trying to get through some of this article. Quote, simply by relitigating a case is not an appropriate use of the en banc procedure. En banc means full court. U.S. Circuit Judge Myrna Perez wrote, joined by 3 of her colleagues, all of whom were appointed by former President Biden. That's all I need to know. I mean, it doesn't go much farther than that. Everyone's got to pretend like it's a straight face, like this is how justice works. Is this justice? Are you kidding? Quote, in those rare instances in which a case warrants our collective consideration, the entire en banc panel, it is almost always because it involves a question of exceptional importance or a conflict between the panel's opinion and appellate precedent, Perez said. In 2023, a New York jury found Trump liable for abusing Carroll in a Manhattan department store dressing room in the mid-90s, that somewhere in the mid-90s, E. Jean Carroll could not specify the date, and defaming her by denying her story when she came forward during Trump's first presidency. The jury ordered Trump to pay $5 million. Trump, and it eventually escalated to $83 million by the time the court was all done. Trump, who maintains he never assaulted Carroll, argued his trial was tainted because the jury
Anything
heard...
Trump says, they don't believe. Trump can come out, be like what our president say? Not even Mother Teresa can beat these charges. Not even Mother Teresa can beat these charges. I'm telling y'all, man. Trump can say, they can say Trump went out and was selling dope. And we knew he wasn't selling dope, but, Trump say, I did not sell that dope, and they won't believe him. Yeah. And they can put the evidence right in front of them, and they'll still rule this system is broke, man. It's a disgrace. And it's honestly a disgrace to see everything they did to bring this man down, to destroy his character, to make him not be where he's at right now. And we still overcame. We still beat the odds. We still came out winning. We still won in landslides. We still won every single swing state. We still won the popular vote. We still everything. And all this stuff that took place, people knew they was lying, and it made them more popular. So we want to clap it up. We want to clap it up for this lady that should be in handcuffs, who couldn't tell us the hell what date it was, the time, or what year, what month. How you gonna claim something that don't know this stuff? We want to thank y'all. We want to thank y'all for the mugshot. We want to thank down there in New York, down there in Fulton County. We want to thank all y'all. Big Tish James. They ought to put that big heifer in handcuffs. Mortgage fraud. She just a big old fraud. All these people that claim Trump did this and that are the biggest frauds, the biggest criminals, crooks there is. All these people that come out doing all this hollering and screaming, he did this, he did that, be the biggest ones that should be put in handcuffs.
Improper evidence such as the infamous, quote, Access Hollywood tape, and testimony from other women who accused Trump of assault. The whole court case we covered. It was a giant parade of Democrat judges, a Democrat judge that would constrain Alina Habba and then allow the other side to do, say, and think whatever they wanted. The president also contends he should have been able to tell jurors that a nonprofit funded by LinkedIn co-founder and Democrat megadonor Reid Hoffman, who's also on the E-Island list, helped Carroll pay her legal fees. In fact, they say it was his idea. The president's lawyers believed it bolstered their claims that the columnist went after Trump for political reasons, but the trial judge ruled it as inadmissible. And see, the Democrat judge said it was inadmissible. Two Trump-appointed Second Circuit judges, Steve Menashe and Michael Park, in dissent, said Friday that the trial includes a series of indefensible evidentiary rulings. So they're going after the evidences that were allowed. I'm going to go back real quick because I did a grok search on who those Second Circuit Court judges are. Steve Menashe and Michael Park. Here's the grok search. Here's Steve Menashe. It says appointed by Trump. So that's already, and then here's Michael Park, appointed by Trump. So that's what I mean by this whole thing is just politics and the court's makeup. So these are the two dissenting voices, guys that are appointed by Trump. If Trump was appointing more people to this court, he would have won. And that's not justice. I just don't believe, I'm sorry, I don't believe our justice system, especially when Democrat judge appointments are involved, that it is beyond politics. That's my own personal opinion. Here's more. Quote, the result was a jury verdict based on impermissible character evidence and a few reliable facts. No one can have any confidence that the jury would have returned the same verdict if the normal rules of evidence had been applied, Menashe wrote. That's one of the Trump appointments. Of the 10 judges who voted, only Menashe and Park dissented. The Second Circuit has 13 judges, inactive service eligible to sit on the case, but 3 of them recused themselves without explanation. The Hill was reached out to Carroll's and Trump's legal team for comment. The White House deferred comment to Trump's attorneys. Now, I'll go into more of this in the future when we get to wrap up this article real quick. The case was the first of 2 times Carroll took Trump to trial. In Carroll's other lawsuit, another jury later ordered Trump to pay $83 million in defamation for continuing to deny her story. Trump's appeal in that case heads to a 3-judge Second Circuit panel for oral arguments on June 24th. Again, I just want to know who appointed the judges, and I'll tell you how this thing will come out. The panel is expected to rule beforehand on whether the Justice Department can replace Trump as the defendant, which would enable him to avoid paying any damages. Who's he gonna replace himself with? J.D. Vance? Okay, now let me go back to my Grok research I did on this, just to give you a few of the facts about the actual 13 judges on that case, because I think it does say a lot. As of January of 2025, that's this year, Second Circuit's active judges are appointed as follows, based on the party appointed president. 7 judges were appointed by Democrats, 6 judges were appointed by Republicans. That's pretty even balance. Now, as of January this year, finally, current active judges, here they are. This is Dennis Jacobs by George H.W. Bush. That can go either way because, remember, George Bush is also who appointed, I think it was Kennedy, whoever was the real bad flip-flopper on the Supreme Court. Barrington Daniels Parker, appointed by Bush. Wesley, George W. Bush. Here's Gerald Lynch, Barack Obama, Democrat, Barack Obama, Democrat, Barack Obama, Democrat, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. So these are all post-radical appointments, absolutely radical. I'm going to look into who recused themselves too, because that might also give us some light on this whole thing. 3 of them might have recused themselves just so it didn't look that biased. If they were all Democrats, so 3 of the Democrats could have recused themselves, they'd have plenty of votes. Notes on composition. The Second Circuit flipped to a Democrat-appointed majority in 2021 after the confirmation of Judge Beth Robinson. The court's ideological balance has been noted to shift with recent appointments. For instance, Judge Maria Khan's confirmation in 2023 under Biden was cited as solidifying a liberal majority, as Judge Jose Cabranes, whom she replaced, often aligned with conservative rulings despite being a Democrat appointee. So they got rid of the Hispanic, replaced them with Maria Khan, a reliable leftist judge. The party of the appointing president is a general indicator of judicial philosophy, but not definitive, as judges may rule independently in other appointments. So I'm only saying I really believe that this is a compromised court case. I believe it does go to the Supreme Court. Trump does take it to the Supreme Court. Trump's going for like the immunity claim or some other claim, and he's going to say poisoning the jury, which was all Democrat juries. It should have been moved. And so this thing is a mess no matter how you slice it. But Trump may not have an immunity claim during this thing, although he does on the second course case that brought in $83 million. You know, that's post his presidency. I don't know. I don't believe he's going to end up paying a dime to this woman, but he made $83 million on his cryptocurrency in about 2 days. So big deal. He pays her. You know, she's not going to be around much longer. Let her have her filth money. He still won the election because of it. And I think
like
Trump would rather be a...
We want to thank all of them. Y'all walked this man back in there with the red carpet, got him a brand new suit, couple of suits, new shoes, everything. We want to thank y'all. We want to, like Kamala said during the campaign, on the election, this past election. We want to thank y'all. We want to thank our union member. We want to thank y'all. We want to thank y'all. And she, you know, had all kind of accents and personalities, and you know, as that fried scamming, her and her fried scamming buddy, stolen valor, tampon Timmy. They can't tell us what a woman is, a man is. Everybody's confused. They have no common sense. Can't tell us how to spell economy. Can't tell us what a border is. Didn't know they was the border czar. Complete, grossly incompetent. We just didn't dodge a bullet, got dogged. We dodged a nuclear missile. Y'all walked that man back in there, and we want to thank y'all.
President, you know, he spent more than $80 million in funding his own presidency, so it's only fair. But I really think if this goes to the Supreme Court, they're going to be reluctant undermining a lower court, but at the very least, their arguments will be sound, judicial, and without bias from at least 7, probably 6 of the 9 Supreme Court justices. So at least we'll get an honest opinion of this thing. Finally, what do you guys think? That's my big.
Huge shout out to my brother Doug, and I'm glad to see he's doing well. He's healthy. And thank y'all for sending this to me. I want to see his Trump birthday celebration video as well. And we want to wish Trump a happy birthday, y'all. Prayers for Trump in the comment section. And again, man, I'm still rooting for them to somehow put this heifer in jail. And actually, all the ones that lied, all the inside jobs, all the people, you know, these Democrats, people, filthy politicians, people that you know need to be held accountable, accountability. And that's why I'm wearing the hat proud. Shout out to Beth if you're watching today's video. I love you, Beth. She sent the first prototype of the put your hands behind your back merch, and she sent it in to me via you know, gift. So I want to thank you, Beth. And again, y'all, I love y'all, family. We wouldn't be here without y'all. We wouldn't be, you know, coming on here if it wasn't for you guys. I'm telling you, that's why I'm very thankful and grateful for every last one of y'all, and the ones that have common sense, the ones that are free thinkers, the ones that think for themselves, that did their own research, that didn't, you know, and there's some of us on here that, you know, used to be Trump haters. There are some of us that used to love the fake news media. They used to listen to the fake news media. They listen to family and friends. I was one of those ones. You know? So, and I want to thank the ones that been here, a part of the journey, all my OGs. When we got into all this coverage of Trump and covering all these cases and shams and witch hunts and just covering everything from the start to finish, a lot of the OGs are here. And we still gonna keep calling this out, man. But huge shout out to my brother Doug. I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing rest of your weekend. We got more big things to get into today. And again, happy birthday to President Trump. And there's people out there right now with the No Kings protest, and I hope they all get dehydrated and fall down and pass out. I shouldn't have said that. I know I shouldn't have said that, man. You have a right to. They say we got our rights to protest. Okay. They out there wasting their time right now. Unbelievable. Let them go out there and get tired and fall down and waste their time, march and hold up for pointless billboards. People bringing their own flag. Hey, then go back to where you come from. Go back home. If you don't like America, if you don't, you know, if you can't do things the right way, go back home. Trump said y'all can go back home. Y'all can even go on the app and make it easier for yourself. You can deport yourself. Come on now. Yeah. Well, hey, I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love.